You ever notice that? How some people just command respect without ever raising their voice? Well, today, we're really digging into that very idea. A kind of power that isn't loud, it's not flashy, but it is deeply, deeply effective. Yeah, we're talking about the architecture of silent power.
Just let that sink in for a minute. Silent strength, invisible moves. Become the man they can't read. You know, that single phrase right there, that's our key. It's the key to understanding this subtle but incredibly potent form of influence. Think of it like a roadmap. It's a guide to a more grounded, a more strategic way of moving through the world. So, over the next few minutes, we're going to deconstruct this whole idea. We'll explore the psychology that makes it work so well, and we'll see how you can start to cultivate this quiet, unshakable presence for yourself.
All right, let's dive right in. We usually think power is, well, it's visible, right? It's the big titles, the loud announcements, that flashy presence. But what we're looking at today suggests something totally different. A type of power that really operates beneath the surface.
So what's the blueprint for this whole thing? What's the architecture? Well, it's built on two fundamental pillars: silent strength and invisible moves. Let's break down exactly what these mean, because understanding them is the key to this entire framework.
This slide gives us the perfect bird's eye view. On one side, you've got silent strength, and that's all about your internal game, your inner stability, being grounded, having that calm, cool confidence. And then on the other side, you've got invisible moves. These are your external actions, the quiet, strategic stuff that creates a certain mystery.
So let's break down that first pillar a little more. Silent strength. It's not about puffing your chest out. It's an internal state of being. The source material here defines it as inner stability, and that comes from a high level of self-regulation and a real confidence in who you are, your actual identity, not some fragile ego.
And this really gets to the core of what it looks like in practice. A person with this quality, they're not easily rattled. They don't need a bunch of likes or constant approval to feel secure. They keep their composure when things get tough because their sense of self, well, it just doesn't depend on what's going on around them.
Now for that second pillar, invisible moves. Okay, so if silent strength is your foundation, then invisible moves are how you build on top of it. These are the strategic things you do behind the scenes, without any big song and dance or major announcements.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, it's about putting in the work when nobody's watching. It's leveling up your skills, building your resources, and listening way more than you talk. And here's the crucial part. By not telegraphing your every move, you gain a huge strategic advantage. People can't really undermine what they don't even know you're building. Now, when you combine that inner silent strength with those outer invisible moves, something really powerful starts to happen. You become unpredictable. You become that person they can't quite figure out.
Yeah, let's be super clear about what unreadable actually means here. This isn't about being cold or distant or fake. Not at all. It's about being measured. Your responses become thoughtful, not just impulsive. Your intentions aren't just broadcast for the whole world to see, and that gives you incredible leverage.
And this kicks off a powerful psychological domino effect. First, by being measured, you break those predictable emotional patterns people expect from you. Right away, that gives you leverage. Then, that naturally sparks curiosity, and it makes other people a little more thoughtful, maybe even cautious, around you. And the end result? You're often seen as a natural leader, without even trying to be one.
And here's the cool part, the science behind why this works. Our brains are basically prediction machines. We are hardwired to try and figure people out, to know if they're a threat or an ally. So, when someone's behavior doesn't fit into a neat, predictable little box, our brain flags it. It starts paying way more attention, and it often assigns a higher level of respect.
This brings us to a really, really important distinction. Because it's easy to hear all this and think it sounds a bit manipulative, but the source material is very clear on this point. This is about mastering yourself, not about controlling other people.
And you're probably asking the right question right now. You're thinking, hang on, isn't this just a fancy way of saying I should play mind games or be emotionally shut down? And look, that's a totally valid concern. It's one we absolutely need to address head on.
So here it is, the crucial difference. This whole philosophy, it's not about shutting down your emotions. It's about emotional awareness. It's the ability to understand your feelings without being ruled by them. The goal here is self-mastering discipline, not arrogance or playing games with people. It's the difference between controlling your own state and trying to control someone else's.
So, let's bring this all together. What is the true measure of this silent power?
It's not about the entrance you make, it's about the presence you have when you're already in the room. You know, in our world today, which is so obsessed with constant visibility, with likes, with followers, this is a truly radical idea. The source material argues that real, lasting power isn't about being the most seen or the most heard person in the room. It's something much deeper than that.
Ultimately, it all boils down to these three core principles, right? Choosing calm when everyone else is freaking out, choosing discipline when everyone else is just following their impulses, and choosing quiet, consistent action over loud, inconsistent noise.
And we're going to end on this final powerful thought. When your strength is silent and your moves are invisible, the whole process is private. The progress is quiet. People don't see the daily grind, they don't see the small wins or the gradual climb. They just turn around one day and notice you've arrived.